I wanted to do this video because of the unprecedented things that we're seeing from our neighbors in the north. And so just watching what I have over the last couple of weeks, and especially the last 3 to 4 days, not only in Ottawa, but all around various parts of Canada, it has really captivated me and caused me to pay even closer attention. This uprising is going global, and there are convoys taking place all over the world. And next week it will start here in the United States of America. And all I can simply say is, it's about time. But the appeal that I want to make specifically to the men and women of law enforcement is to understand that these elites that are in power are cowards. They're callous and they're calculated. And some of the events that we've seen take place in recent weeks would prove that point loud and clear. And while they're literally making up rules and laws and decrees as we go along, this is why they now want to call on the police and or military to try to silence those they don't have the courage to face themselves, because that's what elites do. That's what cowards do. What I would ask of you is to remember who are the people for the last 2 years especially who have constantly thrown you under the bus in order to maintain the status quo and to retain their power. Who are the ones that have made you the scapegoat for every social ill and problems? Who are the ones who have implemented bills forcing you to be vaccinated in order to keep your job? Then think about the ones who have stood with you through the defund movement. The reality is the elites look at us, we're working class, and we're the help. We're not as smart as them, they think, not as sophisticated, not as enlightened. Finally, the silent majority have woken the hell up. I'm not sure why it took this long, but I'm glad that it has happened. The corrupt global overlords can pull down pages, they can freeze crowdfunding sites, and they can peddle their lies and narrative to the corporate media. But the facts are, people aren't buying it anymore. And so this is not going to go away. And so that brings us to where we are right now. I understand that in order for you to literally lay your life on the line each and every day, so many of you have to rely on your faith. And so I'm encouraging you to be prepared to lean on that, because as we've seen in Canada, many of you may be forced to make a decision whether to do the right thing or to forfeit your job. I commend the men and women in the last few weeks that have done that very thing. Regardless of what these hypocrites say, there is a right and there is a wrong. And what these despots are trying to force on people all over the world is wrong. And the sad reality is we're in the place that we're in as a nation right now because so many of us have had it very comfortable for a long time. And like I've said before, that is a credit to the sacrifice and the awesome job that many of you, the majority of you, do every day. But when you get comfortable, you oftentimes get distracted. And while we've been sleeping, evil men and women have seized a lot of power. Their corruption and lies have been exposed, and now the people are fighting back.
We are at war for our family, our children, our lives. The 14th Amendment gives us due process. It guarantees us equal protection under the laws. So why in the world are the unvaccinated being treated differently than the vaccinated? It is the new segregation. It is the new discrimination. And we have to stop it. Government for the people, by the people, will not be destroyed.
And of course, the only thing that they can do, and they're good at it, is lie and try to demonize those who want their freedoms back as extremists, racists, and radicals.
I actually spoke on stage. I actually saw the guy with a swastika flag.
So it was a real thing?
It was a real thing, but this is what they didn't tell you. He was going around with the flag saying, "Is this what you want for our country?"
Really?
This is what Trudeau is going to turn our flag into if we allow this draconian fascism to continue.
Notice how they didn't do that when you were the target very recently of the radical BLM Antifa, mostly peaceful protests. And when your brothers and sisters were targeted, in some cases, right out assassinated. And ever since the summer of 2020, your jobs have become so dangerous that I don't know if the general public can even comprehend it. With that being said, I want to caution those who are taking out their frustrations and demonizing with a broad brush everyone in law enforcement. And I've definitely seen things that have frustrated me in Ottawa and other parts of Canada in the past few days. But I want to say this, for those who are struggling with the orders that they're being given, that can be a very tough place to be in. And we need to encourage them to do what's right. So that's all I have tonight. I don't claim to be some prophet or some seer, but one thing that I can say, that having the opportunity to travel around the country as much as I do, and the fact that that travel has been more in the last 2 years than at any point in my life, I've just gotten a chance to talk to and see so many people who are frustrated and who are fed up with what has happened to our country in recent years. And they're not going to sit back and take it anymore. And trying to paint them as racist and white supremacists and insurrectionists, it's not going to work. And so I don't know where this will lead as a nation, but I'm going to be prayerful, and I encourage everyone who sees this to do the same thing. In the meantime, please like and share this video, especially to someone who is in law enforcement. Support the truckers who are standing against tyranny and forced vaccine mandates. And as always, continue to support our shields. God bless.